Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I did something this week and I now own 4 S10s. So, you know, this is my grandmother's truck, which is now, Liam is now taking claim to. So that is now Liam's truck. And then the little green single cab here was the truck that I raced years ago and I had planned on resurrecting. But now I'm conflicted. I love this little truck. It gave me something to focus on through a very rough time in my life, going through a divorce and severe depression and everything like this. This gave me something to focus on because I didn't have a project vehicle at the time. So this was something that gave me something to do, and my dad and I put it together in 2012. Had a lot of fun with it being a little shit box, and hung on to it for all these years because of nostalgia reasons and because it meant so much to me because of that. But then this last week I come across something, this 02 Sonoma that's rolled over but runs and drives. It has a 4.3 V6 in it, which I was wanting to put one in the Samurai. And I come across this truck for the ad, and it was almost 2 hours away in Guthrie, Oklahoma, which is up on the other side of Oklahoma City from me. But that truck came with this truck, a 95 extended cab. The gentleman had bought this truck to repair that truck, and he never got around to it. He said he had the rolled truck for 2 years, this one for a year, and the gentleman was really cool, and he's like, man, I just don't have the time. He's very busy with family and children. The gentleman said he had 7 children, so I could imagine he has no time. But this is where I'm conflicted, because this is a V6 5-speed truck. There's no motor in it, but it's a pretty clean truck. I did a lot of hackery on this one. Like, I ripped out every bit of wiring out of the truck years ago because I decided I was going to go full tilt on this truck, and that's when I built my 6.0 LS for this truck. But looking back, there's a lot of things I would have done differently, and so this truck gives me the opportunity to start over and do things differently in the way I wish I would have done with a green truck. Like I said, it is an extended cab. Kind of wish it was, if it was a single cab, I kind of wish it was, but it would be more room. I'm not super tall. I'm only 5'10", or just a hair over 5'10", but there's anybody that's ever driven an S10 knows that the extended cab, there's no room in a single cab. So the extended cab would be a little more room, especially once I get to the point of putting a roll cage in the truck. You know, a little longer wheelbase. But that one silver truck is going to, this one rolled over truck, it's going to fuel like 4 projects. So like I mentioned, the V6 is going in to the Samurai. I'm going to take the front clip and the bed off of it and put on the red one. And then I'm also robbing some parts for Liam's truck. The mirror, the passenger mirror was the first thing I took off of it because Liam's truck needs it. I see it there in the background. It's broken. In fact, it cut me. But yeah, robbing some parts for it. But I'm going to rub the parts to fix the wipers on this also. But the little, it's not a little V6, it's a 4.3, it's a pretty good size V6. It's basically a small block Chevrolet minus the front 2 cylinders. And they are good, strong little motors. They run great. And it's going to be a major power upgrade for the Samurai. The Samurai will also be, with that motor swap, will be a automatic. I've got a couple options of putting in it. I'm leaning toward a turbo 350, but I may wind up putting a Power Glide in it, two-speed Power Glide, just because they're so small, and there's not much room in the interior of the Samurai, and I really don't want to have to modify the transmission tunnel. So using the Power Glide, they were such a small transmission, I think I can get it in there and it not have to butcher up that and make that tunnel bigger, because there's not a lot of leg room in there to start. But Dad's going to put his 52 Chevrolet pickup on this silver truck, which is a four-wheel drive. I did not realize it was a four-wheel drive until we got up to look at it. We drove all the way up there. The dude's like, shoot me an offer. And I was like, man, I don't want to make you an offer until I'm there. It's kind of a respect thing. I don't want to, and for myself, because I don't like to offer on something until I see it in person, because I've been duped by photos before, and so that I drove 4 hours for a pickup one time several years ago. The pictures were at weird angles, and it was like an early 2000s Chevrolet pickup, four-wheel drive, and got there, and it was straight missing. The dude had cut the rocker panels off of it because they were rusty. It was a Northern truck, and he didn't tell me that in the ad because it was here in Oklahoma, but he was in the Army at Fort Sill, and he brought the truck with him he was from up north. The truck was rusted out so badly, and I drove 4 hours, and I was so mad. I was absolutely so mad. And but yeah, so I got up there. The little truck is really clean. It's a V6 automatic. We're gonna put the automatic in Dad's 52 because it's basically a ready chassis once we get this body off of it. We're gonna set it up. It'll have should have, if we can get everything to work right, he'll have push button four-wheel drive. He is talking about putting a 250 straight 6 in it, but he's excited about the all-wheel drive chassis. But that's going to move the 52 project along a long ways. So excited about that, and man, my wife loves me right now because I set these up like this on purpose so that I could make this video, but I've got to figure out where I'm going to put all these. I think I'm going to take the goodies that I've got on this truck, and like it's got 2-inch drop spindles, and it also has tubular lower control arms and stuff. I'm going to take all that off, put on the red truck, swap the stuff around, and take the rear end out of this truck. So we welded the diff in it years ago, and it's got a set of 411s in it. We'll take that, put that all under the red truck, and make the red truck a roller and sell the red truck. Or the green truck, I'm sorry, the green truck, not the red truck. We're going to put it all over onto the red truck, sell the green truck after I make it back a roller again. I'm going to leave the roll cage in it. It's not finished. Started putting it in there. It needs to be finished welded and everything. Everything's tacked into place. I'm going to leave it in there and sell the truck as it is, with whatever rear ends under this, which I need to look. This being a 5-speed V6 truck, it may have a limited slip in it, so I need to look. I may want to not even bothering to swap the rear ends out, just leave the limited slip rear end that's in there. But so I've got a 5-day weekend this week, or next week. I'm gonna work Monday, Tuesday, and I'm off until the following Monday. So I've got a whole lot to do. Like, I've got a ton of work between these 4 trucks. Plus, I still have the bare C10 hood in there. I need to finish that. Yeah, so that's why I took off of work. Wife and son Liam is out of school for fall break, and so I took off to be off with them. And then now I've piled up a whole lot of work for myself. But it's exciting. It's very exciting. I get the little Liam's truck all done up. Oh, and I'm gonna take the buckets out of the roll truck. It's got bucket seats and a console. Take those, put in Liam's truck, and a few other things to get it back in top shape again. But all of this will be on the channel, so please, if you haven't, like and subscribe. I'm about to yank. I'm also this week going to yank the transfer case out of the Samurai. Get that rebuilt. It'll take a couple weeks. I've got a Samurai guru that's going to do that. Lives over in Duncan. He's going to do it for me. Get that put back in there. I'm not yanking the motor and transmission out of it right away. I'm going to finish gathering up parts to do the swap. I found a 2-barrel intake and an HEI distributor and everything, all new, that I'm going to buy, put on there, because the V6, I'm pulling all the fuel injection off of it, and it'll run on propane just like the 4-cylinder does. So it's gonna be a lot of work. I don't think it's gonna be too bad to get it all in there. These Chevrolet engines, they are so simple, especially if you're running a carburetor. It's gonna be super simple, and it's gonna be a major upgrade with the automatic. Tracy, my wife, will be able to finally drive the Samurai and everything. So, oh, and also yesterday when I went and picked up the red truck twice, I had to make 2 trips to go get the trucks. Wednesday I picked up the rolled over truck. Saturday the 12th, I just went and picked up the red truck. And while I was up there, I stopped at Pull Apart and picked up a Chevrolet Astrovan steering box for the Samurai. There's a kit from Zooks Off-Road that mounts an Astrovan steering box onto it. So I'll now have a Chevrolet steering box that's a larger steering box than the Suzuki Sidekick, and it's a quicker ratio. So I'll be selling, later on in a couple months, I'll be selling my 4-cylinder 5-speed out of the Samurai and the Suzuki Sidekick steering box. So I'll post all that on sale. If there's anybody that's watching because of the Suzuki contact, holler at me if you need this stuff. Like, I will sell it, man. It's a great little motor and transmission. I'm just looking for more power. And it, like, honestly, I was torn about pulling the 4-cylinder out because it does run so good. Nothing wrong with the transmission. It's just, it'd be nice to be wheeling with an automatic. And a lot of people have tried to tell me to just put a Tracker 4-speed auto in it, or 3-speed auto, whatever they've got. Put one of those in there, which has to be adapted to the Samurai 1.3. But I'm a Chevy guy, man. So I know it works. Chevrolets are super simple. Been working on them since I was a kid, and I've got a whole bunch of Chevrolet parts. So it's just, why not? You know, go with what you know. But I'm going to cut this off and get to work. I finally got the climate controls for my 3/4 ton, so I'm finally, it starts cooling off, and I'm finally fixing the air conditioner in it. But like I said, stay tuned. A ton of work coming. Hopefully a whole lot more content. I haven't been making stuff lately like I've been wanting to, but it's to come. But again, my glorious collection of S10s. I will also be selling off parts that I don't need. So yeah, I'm gonna sell the bed off the red truck. Like, the silver bed is better, so I'm gonna put the silver bed on it. But it's still not a bad bed, so I'm gonna sell it. And it's the door, the one good door off this truck. But again, I'll see y'all soon. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.